A1, A1, A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Damn. Cooler and I'm flyer too.
Welcome back to the show that's cool and fly too, A1 Forever Sports. It is me again, Chris Tip Moore. Why settle for less? We can have more with the vision. And with that in mind, definitely wanted to take a special time out to discuss the horrific incident that happened in last night's game. Supposed to be coming on here talking about, what happened between two great quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and the Bills and, of course, the Bengals. But instead, something different happened. Something so different that it shook the core of pretty much the nation. On live television, defensive back DaMar Hamlin made a routine tackle on T. Higgins. Just looked very normal. Very normal. And unfortunately, he was able to get up and then fell right back down, going into cardiac arrest. And also just, to talk about what happened and just giving thoughts about what happened. I've also brought on more to live for so we can discuss this real life topic because it's a sports topic, but it's also real life as well. And it affected definitely both of us, seeing that, seeing Mr. DaMar go through that. And I know me personally, I didn't know what was going on. I honestly had just woken up from a nap, and I remember seeing the tail end of the play. Like I seen him get up from making the tackle and then just fall back down. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought that was weird. And I was just like, oh, okay. First thing I thought about was maybe a concussion or something. That's the first thing that came to my mind, just because of what we've seen in the past few weeks. But unfortunately, it was something way more severe. And I definitely send prayers out to his family, friends, teammates, as it was a very scary scene for all of them more than anyone else, just because, they were hands-on first on the field. That's a teammate of theirs, brother in arms to the NFL. And I don't know about you, cuz, but I was floored by it, and it was kind of tough to sleep last night behind that.
Yeah, man, it was, man. And I like the way you detailed, man, exactly what happened, man. And just kind of hearing you, talk about it, in details of what actually happened, man. It's almost like, rewatching that again, man, and watching those events unfold, man. But yeah, man, I completely agree with you, man. Like floored and just like, just man, in a total shock, man, and awe, man. Like we both, in our upper 30s now, we've been watching football, for a while, and we seen the game change, with the helmets, with the rules, with the penalties, with the fines, and and we also seen this brotherhood of, the NFL Player Association. We seen that grow to what it is now. So with all that in mind, this change that we did see and, the process of it taking place, we still somehow was, shocked by what we seen last night, just to see, somebody, I think it really was the fact that he stood back up and then collapsed versus, a collision and a person don't get up. Because we've come accustomed to that. Sad but true, we come accustomed to that. When we watching football, like when we see an injury, like you may have to go back and correct me on this, but it may have been incidents in the past where we've seen a play and someone may have gotten hurt, and then we may have seen them get on to the sideline and then fall, things like that. We may
Yeah,
have seen things
you've
like that.
seen, I mean, we've seen players try to run off the field and collapse, you know what I'm saying? Like collapse down. Normally it's not like a head trauma thing normally, maybe like lower limbs or shoulder, whatever, whatever the case, we know the injuries are a part of this game. And honestly, when you think about it, and going back, unfortunately, going back to last night, and like I said, Mr. Hamlin going into cardiac arrest and having to be resuscitated on the field in front of teammates, and his mom was in the building, like she like on the road, and I'm saying your baby has to get taken in, I'm saying, and is in ICU, like he's still in critical condition. I just honestly, before we came on to here, I seen a live update to where he's making a little bit of progress, but he is still in critical condition. I know I seen about his vitals and everything, so kind of getting back to normal, but and he has like a tube going down his throat and everything like that. It's just terrible, man. And
Yeah,
I had
man,
to go
really.
for a late night run last night after, so I mean, it's a couple of things, not just Mr. Hamlin, but it definitely that. And me personally, I'm saying, with the Hawks game and just personal things, it was just time to get some fresh air. And like I said, it was a scary situation, man. Scary situation.
Yeah, we weren't prepared to see that. Just to see somebody, collapse and go completely lifeless. And you know, the field really didn't have nothing to do with it. But that same field, we just saw what happened to Tua,
Right.
a few weeks ago, or a few months ago. So
And that was a scary situation itself,
yeah,
Amazon Prime, Amazon Prime, it's like I want to give them a pass on it just because I know that they're new to this. And as far as like broadcasting, I'm saying, like, it's like a football game and everything. I know they have other entertainment, so they should still know what's going on. But I know they showed it over and over. I think at least I counted at least by 8, 9 times that they showed Tua and his fingers and everything like that being, the way that it was, causing the brain trauma. And for him, he'd go through another concussion and stuff like that. It's just, I feel like with DaMar Hamlin, it almost was kind of like a wake up call, because let's just be honest, us as sports fans, period, especially when it comes to the violent sports, the football, the UFC, the boxing, we love to see it. We love to see the violence. We love to see the carnage that it causes, and we hate almost when we don't see it. How many times have we seen a boxing match? I'm gonna use one in particular. Mayweather versus Mayweather
Pacquiao.
and Pacquiao.
Yeah,
That was one in particular to where a lot of people, myself included. I mean, I was going for Mayweather, but I just wanted to see more action. But that's basically what I'm saying. We always want to see the action, and we never think about the consequences on the flip side of those actions that we want to see. And last night was almost just like I said, a wake-up call. It's like, okay, you want to see this violence, you want to see this, but look, this 24-year-old, I'm saying, healthy man, football player, athlete, just collapses and goes into cardiac arrest over a routine play that we've seen at least for the last 25 years, I'll say roughly. Just because like you said, we're both in our 30s. So I say, what, 25, 30 years, we've seen that same play routine.
yeah. Listening to the doctors talk, and I stayed up as well, man. Like that stuff wasn't easy to look at and try to go to sleep or whatever. Like everything you just laid out, man. Like it wasn't easy. But listen to the doctors try to explain it from what they were explaining, and what I gathered is like, you know, uh the helmet, the impact of the helmet when he was making the tackle, the impact of, you know, his helmet going into his chest area and his sternum.
Yeah, the sternum. Mm-hmm.
The way they explained it, it was like the initial blow took place in the middle of his heart beating. You know what I mean? So as his heart was preparing to beat again, that's when this, you know,
It's
this
kind of almost like a
harsh
bang,
blow.
like bang bang, just like, you know. So man, that's crazy though. So pretty much the medical professionals are pretty much saying that his heart was beating, took a hit in the middle of pretty much producing as it, you know, it's in beats, producing and everything. And it pretty much was the contact was what pretty much shut his heart off.
Yeah.
Man, I really hate that. And I'm not, and I'm praying for the mental of T. Higgins as well.
Man,
Because
I'm
I
praying
don't
for
want
my
him to
mental
feel like
and
it's his
everybody
fault.
else.
I don't want him to feel like it's his fault or anything like that, because, you know, he did go into Hamlin, you know, but like, again, once again, routine stuff that you do all the time. You know, you try to run. How many times we've seen people get ran over for extra yards? You know, so, you know, also I hope that, you know, that he knows that, you know, it's not his fault. He's not at fault. Routine play. And I'm pretty sure that his brothers, you know, then on the Bengals and everything, family, friends have pretty much told him the same thing. But I just wanted to put that out there too, because, you know, we can feel like it's our fault, or maybe if I would have did a different move, maybe he would never would have. You know, we all go through that. So I really hope they're praying for his mental as well. Terrible, unfortunate situation. Shout out to the medical staff too, because I did peep that they waited for his mom, you know, to be in the ambulance before they took him. So, like, you know, shout out to them for that too. Um, really praying for, you know, a speedy recovery for him, for Mr. Hamlin and his family. You know, I say my not, well, I don't want to say condolences, but, you know, basically my heart and my feelings, you know, prayers, thoughts go out to the family for sure. 100%.
Sad situation.
But I will say this, man, it's been a beautiful thing to see pretty much the nation come together on this. You know, it's been a beautiful thing. You know, I know he was just trying to raise 2,500 to help get, you know, to help get his foundation, like with the new toys and everything for the kids. And last time I checked, it's over 5 million now. So yeah, that's a beautiful thing too. That's coming together, you know, coming together. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see the, you know, us coming together as one nation and coming together for a common goal. You know, it's bigger than sports. That's what a lot of people don't realize too. It's bigger than sports. You know, this is a man's livelihood. This is his life. You know, we legit almost lost him on the field. Legit.
We legit did, and they brought him back. That's
Yeah.
that's another scary way to think of it. But
Yeah, and I didn't want to say it because but I already know we both were already, like, you know, we had a conversation before, so I already know it both was on our mind. But
I
yeah,
mean,
man.
like I don't feel comfortable saying that. You know what I mean?
No,
Like I don't
no.
take no joy in saying that, but it's you know, before we get out of here, man, before we get off this topic, man, like you know, this is something I definitely want to bring to your attention, man. Like I don't know what it is with these helmets this year, man, but
Mm.
these daggone concussion this year, this season right here, man. Like
It
it's
seems
been a,
like the past like 2 seasons, it seems like it's been a lot of concussions, right?
yeah, it seems like to me, it seems like, you know, like this is the real like spike in it, you know, since they, you
Agreed.
know, made those rule changes.
Agreed.
You
Agreed.
know what I mean? Like, and I remember they were going out left and right when you know, before they made the rule change, man, like every game, you know, receivers and cornerbacks going at each other. They get them left and right. But you know, ever since the rule change, like you won't see them like that. I mean, maybe with the exception of Luke Kuechly, you know what I mean? But like just even everything that he went through dealing with concussions, man, and then like still
ended his career early, man.
yeah. Like and then like the fact that Tua is on the shelf now, you know what I mean? Like so
and then the fact that, you know what I'm saying, God rest his soul, Junior Seau.
yeah. Yeah.
Junior Seau. That was I still remember that like it happened yesterday, honestly, because I just remembered my thoughts, even though I was a whole lot younger, but you know, still old enough to understand exactly what's going on. That right there was like a wake-up call for me. And I was just on something like you really just gotta protect you know, so you're not only your mental, but your head. Because if you just you know what I'm saying, it's a possibility of that CTE. And
Yeah.
I remember him saying, I remember, you know, people that knew him well and knew what he was going through was just saying how much he used to always be in pain, massive headaches, migraines constantly, you know, because of the game that we love to see played, the violence in it and everything. And I just really hope, I'm hoping, I'm praying that he pulls through. Definitely would be a terrible situation all the way around. You know what I'm saying? If anything was to happen to Mr. Hamlin, man, seriously. But once again, I did see that he's making improvements. He's just still in critical condition.
It will soon, brother.
Yeah, man, definitely got to once again, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I can speak for you as well too, cuz I mean, you have the Hamlin family definitely has the support of A1 Forever and More to Live for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam. Cooler and I'm flyer too.